Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Open Forum Friday. Man, you guys missed some great content we had just in the last 10 minutes. Maybe we'll share it with you, maybe we won't. No, I'm kidding. We'll share it with you. So, you know, we're going to carry on this conversation that we were having just pre-coming on to here, and it's all about, Joan actually came up with this here, and we're gonna get Joan as an example on here. Where some people, we give them a daily action plan, or we give them a plan of action, whatever it may be. Each leader has their own different plan of action out there that they want to have provide to their downline to follow, right? So Joan came up to me, or in the conversation here, and she says, even though I provided that, there was still some things that had things going kind of crazy in her head. She just couldn't get clicked into. And, it wasn't until she actually reached out and said, Carl, you know what, can we just go over this a little bit? And so we went over this a couple of times, and then she had the aha moment, okay? And this is what we keep asking everybody. If you're stuck, and even though you've been provided some kind of daily action plan, maybe you're still stuck, but you don't want to say anything. Well, here's the dilemma we come into. When we provide you with something and you don't respond back or you don't reach out, we use that word, assume, that you already know what you're doing and you understand everything. When in actual fact, maybe you're scared to come out and ask for help. I don't know. This is why we've put this together. We've put, Janet has hers, and Rob has hers, and Tracy has hers, and I have mine. And all the other leaders out there have theirs, and maybe you find them a bit complicated, okay? We're seasoned veterans, so I'm going to use that word again. We assume that when we give you something and you don't respond back, we figure that you're already understanding it, so we're just waiting for you to reach out, and maybe you're a little bit scared about that. I don't know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go across the panel. I'm not going to pick on Tracy first thing. I'm going to give her a break today since she hasn't been around for a bit. But I am going to pick on Janet. We're going to start off, Janet. Here comes the bus, so be ready, okay? So we're going to throw you under the bus to get you this started off. Let people know, Janet, what we do. We'll kind of carry on from yesterday to today, but let's talk about your process of what you do with your CLB team and stuff like that. Let's just talk about the process that we put everybody through and see if maybe we can find out and critique this to find out the right way. So over to you. Here comes the bus.
She's not there.
Oh, is she froze up? She might be. Okay, we'll wait for Janet to get unfrozen. Okay, I don't know, something came by, Mr. Freeze or something. So now let's go over to Joan. Joan, why don't you tell everybody, because I shared the certain plan with you, and you went through it, and you got a little frustrated, and then you reached out. So just, tell us how all this came about for you.
Okay, back 10 years ago, I severely damaged my ankle. I'd been in network marketing for 15 years before that and was all word-of-mouth marketing. And I enjoyed it. I loved talking to people on the telephone and having in-homes and hotel meetings and what have you. But after my accident, I could no longer do that. So I reached out to online marketing. I went through so many programs trying to find out how to market properly online. And I was hitting brick wall after brick wall because I don't know whether my mentors got tired of having to tell me over and over again until I got the point. I don't know. But I just could not wrap my mind around it. Then when I got into a couple of programs and I was watching how certain ones were promoting their programs, and then I hooked up with you, Carl. And I have to say that finally I'm having a breakthrough, because finally when I'm trying to figure something out. I was never any good at problem solving at school. I'm a hands-on person. I love to draw. I'm artistic. But when it comes to book learning, that is not something I do well at. So when I'm reading instructions, to me, I can't get into it. I can't seem to calculate it in my mind. So when I told you this, you said, okay, let's sit down and work this out together. And I'll show you. I won't tell you what to do. I'll show you what to do. That was when things started to turn around for me, because I could see it from another perspective. I could see the actual doing of it in my mind rather than reading it off of a piece of paper. And that really, really changed my whole mentality. All of a sudden, things started to fall into place. Like, for example, traffic exchanges. When somebody would introduce me to a traffic exchange, and I'd see all that written verbiage, just rolls and rolls of it, of do this, do that, do this, do that. And I would just look at it, and my eyes would just glaze over. But when I was taken by the hand and shown the different steps of what to do, not just told what they were to do or see them on paper, but actually see the physical way of doing it, then I understood. And that's what I think in many cases, maybe not everybody's like me, I'm not saying they are, but there are certain people that cannot learn. They have different ways of learning, let me put it that way. And if what they're seeing isn't the way that they learn and connect, then it's going to be of no value to them at all. And so I think it's really, really important to, first of all, ask our people we're bringing in, you know, how do you best understand things? What is the way that you best connect? Then help them from that way, rather than trying to force them to think the way you think. Because if you do that, you're going to lose them. Like many opportunities, I just gave up. I just said, I can't do this. And I was really upset and discouraged and didn't know where to turn. So I think that is an important aspect of working online, is that you still have to connect with people. You still have to listen to their concerns. You still have to reach out on a one-to-one basis to help them. The printed page is not enough.
You know, I actually agree 100% with that, because, you know, I had that issue too. You know, I'm a guy who actually needs visual. You know, I could read a book and everything, and it just, you know, okay? Like most people will read a book, and as they're reading the book, they will visualize the movie or the what's happening in the book, okay? Me, I can read and I can understand it, but I can't visualize it. It's kind of really weird. So that's why you know, when everybody goes, did you read that book? No, I rented the movie and watched it, right? Oh, well, you missed so much. I says, well, you know what? I got the gist of it. I understood. You know, maybe there was some stuff I missed. Who knows? But I will understand a movie better than if I read the book. Okay? That's me. And there's a lot of people like me out there. So when that was happening with me, I decided when I wanted to start training people, I chose to do my training in a very different manner, and that's what I'm known for in my training. My training is in 3 different formats, okay? My training is in it's a combination written snapshot, and then I also have a video. So I will do a video walkthrough step by step on something, but I will also do a written explanation with a snapshot of each step you've got to do through that whole video, right? Because there's different people learn different ways. They can comprehend sometimes by reading and then picture, or they need the video. So when I started doing my training, I ended up getting a lot higher results from the people within my business when I provided that style training. Now, you get a lot of people online going, oh, you know, you go way too far and stuff like that. Here's the difference, though. The turnover in a lot of other people's businesses is because they don't have, Joan, what you were looking for. And then the reason I don't have a large turnover in my business is because I'm providing them with exactly they want. You know, it's a lot of work. I will admit, I will put hundreds of hours into doing walkthroughs and that. So as my team gets bigger, I don't have to do one-on-ones, because eventually at some point in time I can't do that. I mean, it's just, you know, you got to be realistic. There's just no way you can do one-on-ones with everybody. You know, when I got 480 people in my downline right now, or 680 people in my downline in TTO, I don't have time in a day physically to spend one-on-one with everybody. So this is why I build these kind of training things. And, you know, Janet has the same thing. I've been to her blog and went through her entire blog, and it's very well put together with everything of all the explanations, because she's got the snapshots in there. She does the same thing like I do, right? So, you know, and there's other people that do the same thing. But like you said, when you get in there and there's just writing, you know, sometimes that just does not compute. Everybody assumes that if they just read things, they'll get it. What we don't take into consideration is we have a lot of people that come to the internet to make money some way. And what most people don't know is the illiteracy that's there is over 60%. So there's a lot of people that can't read. There's a lot of people that just can't comprehend things. And that's why they come to the internet to make money, because they can't keep a job anywhere else because of their lack of education, or the you know, maybe it's the situation that they have. Maybe they've got a you know, a disability of some kind, learning disability, whatever that may be. And that's why we get a lot of people online that come here, because they feel that this is their safe haven. They won't be picked on. They won't be, and maybe that's why they don't communicate either. So, you know, this is why I try in my own personal training to give every possible format I can. Now, Janet, are you okay here? Are you back on?
I am back on.
Okay, so Janet, before we lost you, I want to go back over to you. Like I said, the bus is coming, so I want to go over to you so that you can kind of explain the kind of the process you go through with CLB, so everybody has an understanding of different processes. So over to you.
Oh, great. Thanks, Carl. And, you know, my process has always been really, really simple. I mean, I discovered early on when I came online that the secret to making money online is building your list. And then I discovered that I had some strategies and tools and what have you that I use to build a list. So I put together a training on how to do that, how to do what I do. I do what I teach, and I teach what I do. So my process is really simple, and it's the same for any business. It's what you need to do. But what I do in our program, people can log in, they click on my Ready, Set, Go marketing system, and it walks them through all the steps. So I've got codes they can use for their autoresponder. We use GVO as our recommended autoresponder, but in our system, you can use any autoresponder you want. Pardon me. So the first thing we do is we have you set up an autoresponder. I think everybody agrees, and I mean, I don't care how little money you have, you better invest in an autoresponder of some sort and start building your list. Number one, right out the gate, I don't care what business you're building, you need this list going over here. Seriously, your own list. You just pay attention to that. It's the best advice I ever got, best advice I can give you. So we get your autoresponder set up. I have a code in there, so you set up the code and everything is done for you. Then you just edit it, put in your affiliate ID number, and a few ID informations in the global field so that all the autoresponders.
Okay, I think we lost her again. Everybody else is there, right? Shake your heads if you can hear me. Okay, nobody's locked up.
Capture
Okay.
pages.
Oh,
Total. Did you lose me?
yeah, we did.
Oh, how long ago?
Just about 2 minutes ago. So you were just talking about the autoresponder setup and setting up the safe list and stuff, and that's when we lost you.
Okay, so we get you to set up the autoresponder and your opt-in form, And then we go through and teach you how to create a lead capture page. Now, I was saying that there's 1,000,001 programs out there that show you how to create lead capture pages that do really cool lead capture pages. Pick one, but we have one. We use Ad Creator, which is a unique program, very flexible. They have lots of templates in there you can use. You can create your own lead capture pages really simply. They have lots of graphics in there. You can upload your own graphics. You can add your opt-in form. So you can create a lead capture page, or you can create a splash page, where you can just click through. But we show them how to create the Ad Creator page, and we have templates set up that they just put in a code, all done for them. But what they do then is they edit it and put in their autoresponder code, so they're building their list. They put their picture on it and their Skype ID and their name. Why is that important? It's one of the most important things you can do out there is let people get to know who you are. They need to see your mug. I don't care. I had a guy say, I don't want my picture on my page. I'm ugly. I said, that's your opinion. Your picture has to go out there. People need to see that you're a real person. And whether you're a somebody or a nobody, in time, if they start seeing all these capture pages with your picture on it, they're going to think, hey, there's that Joan person again. I've seen her picture on here lots. She must know what she's doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, you give the impression that you do. And that's what you need to do here. So we set up your autoresponder. We give you the code to set up a lead capture page. And where it gets really unique is that I discovered a little technique that works really well with lead capture pages. So instead of sending my visitor to a confirmation page that says go check your email, or a thank you page that says go check your email and confirm your email, I send them to the sign up page for Contact List Builder. It's free to sign up for Contact List Builder. You can do the same thing for Total Takeover. In fact, I've done it for Total Takeover. It's what I show our members to do. But so I redirect them directly to my CLB, to the sign up page. I don't even send them to the affiliate page. And I get anywhere from 30 to 75% of the people who fill out the form, who become a subscriber, will fill out the form and become a member. In fact, some of them don't even confirm their email address, but they do become a member in CLB. Why is that critical? Well, once they do that, so number one, they're on your list. Now they're in your downline in CLB. And once they're there, now I take over and I start following up with them, and I teach them to log into the back office, go to the Ready, Set, Go marketing system, and start following our process. The other thing that really makes us stand out, just like Rob's system, is we have what we call a downline builder. So the autoresponder we use is in our downline builder. The Ad Creator program we use in our downline builder. We teach you to use tracking, how to track your ads. So we have a tracker in our downline builder. We teach you how to advertise to safe lists. So we have one in our downline builder from which you can get all the best safe lists that are out there. They're all connected. It keeps you connected. You see what's happening here? And the best part of it is the very first thing in the back office of the downline builder, and Carl can tell you what's back there. I think it's the one thing he loves the most, your primary business. So when CLB members come in, they join the program, I'm teaching them all about the downline builder, how to create this really cool lead capture page so they can start building their list, start getting people through this funnel. And in the funnel, we're teaching them about your primary business. Is it getting me signups in all those programs? You bet. Does it get my members signups in all those programs? You bet. I can tell you that the majority of my Total Takeover members came from my downline members, the people that I've built a relationship with through CLB, and the same's happening for our members. So they've built a group of following there, and that group is following them because it stays connected to everything. All the dots are connected. Now, let me take a little switch here because I don't want to confuse you. I want to see how the dots connect. Total Takeover has some really cool lead capture pages, right? And they're very effective. They work very well. I advertise them all the time. So what happens is when someone comes in through Total Takeover, guess where I send them? Well, I send them to my team blog, but I send them to go look at Contact List Builder. Come and see what I do. This is where you're going to learn everything you need to learn on the internet. That's what CLB is about. I'm going to teach you how to use safe lists. I'm going to teach you how to send a solo ad. I'm going to teach you how to use a traffic exchange. I'm going to teach you social marketing. I'm going to teach you how to use Skype. We can teach you all of that. And in the meantime, you're going to build your list. It's going to go through the funnel. You're going to build your business. So if they come through TTO first, they become a lead. They become a pre-enrollee. I bring them in and say, here, I'm going to show you how to get this going. come and sign up here. It's free to sign up. Connect all your dots, put your total takeover information in there, and let's get building. I also have a blog, like Carl said, I have a team blog for Total Takeover, and it teaches them the same thing. It tells them to go in and set up their system, and then it takes them through some steps to set up a lead capture page if they want. So they can set up a capture page at Ad Creator, just like I teach for CLB, so they can go in and create their own little page with their picture on it, and their name, and their Skype ID, their opt-in form, whatever autoresponder they want, and they can direct people to Total Takeover. So now they're getting on their list, and they're being introduced to Total Takeover. Same concept I'm teaching at CLB. And the dots are all connected.
Oops, we lost her again. Dots are all connected. That's the last place we were at. We lost you, Janet. Not sure. Dots were all connected. Last thing you said before you cut out. Look at that smile. Not my smile. Oh, we lost her. Okay. Let's carry on. Let's go over to Joanne. But before we do that, you know, there's some really good points that Janet has in there about what her system is. It's all about building your list, okay, and creating them an environment like the downline builder. And what the downline builder is it could be different programs that you're associated with, okay? That and these things. Sorry about my phone. These things are all about. I have no idea who that is. I hate it when my phone rings. I forget what I'm talking about. It's all about, you know, if you, let's say you've got some tools, like, you know, with me, I send people to places where they can create a marketing budget, different landing page builders, different things like that, you know, Skype tools, stuff like that, that they can associate themselves with business. So these are the different types of programs that you could build a system like that if you wanted to. Or you get involved with someone who's already have that and create it that way. These are tools, folks, okay? Again, this is not about trying to get anybody to join anybody else in any other kind of business. What we're providing, okay, are additional solutions for you to build your Total Takeover business or any other business you got for that matter, okay? I have, like I mentioned yesterday, I've got 4 different businesses I'm involved in. And I utilize one site that I built for myself, almost like what Janet has. It's my own little contact list builder that goes into a different format. Okay? We're providing tools. Whether you decide you want to use them or not, that's totally up to you. That's why we said that this type of environment here, these Hangouts, are going to be all about providing solutions for you of many different formats. Okay? So let's go over to Joanne. Joanne, I know you've been following different things, so let's get your feedback on you know, how things have been going with your growth, you know, what you're utilizing, what you're following, that sort of thing, and please add anything if you want to on that as well. Over to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Carl. So my experiences, I guess when I first started out, when I came over to the internet to build my network marketing business, I didn't know anything, and you know, I've bought courses, followed people like leaders in the industry. I still do. I won't mention their names, but you know, you can Google MLM leaders or whatever. But yeah, I was just floundering, and of course, you know, until I met you, Carl, and then you had the action plan, and I felt, you know, like finally, like there's something I could focus on, and you know, do it consistently and daily. So having, I would say, and what John was talking about, people about learning. So some people, I like to read, and you know, a video is great because, you know, you can make it can be short, and of course you can actually look. You know, I've seen some training videos, people like log into their back office and they'll, okay, you go here and you know, there's step 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. So that's really great for people who don't like to read or maybe just don't have the time. You know, life gets hectic and stuff, and of course you want to put in your hours and make a commitment. So what I found, of course, we follow a system. And then Janet was talking about having like an autoresponder. So once the system is set up, so you always want to capture the person's name and email, so you can, of course, communicate and build that relationship with them. That's so very important. If you can even get them on, like, chat with them one-on-one, of course, you can actually have a face-to-face, so to speak, conversation. And of course, the best way to build a relationship is in person. If you can't do that, there's Skype that has the video call feature, which is, you get to see, like these hangouts, you get to see we're real people, and you get to hear our voices and see our faces, and, we're just real people who are sharing our experience and our knowledge with everybody. And yeah, so different kinds of learning, and just having the system set up. And we talked previously about, scheduling and broadcasting with an autoresponder. If you don't understand that, that's okay, get in touch with somebody. And I just wanted to add, I think part of the reason why people struggle is, of course, being, I'm going to use the word, being overwhelmed, and learning. For me, what happened, one of my aha moments was learning to ask the right questions. It's all fine and dandy saying, I want to make $5,000 a month, or I want to go out and buy a Ferrari with cash, or, whatever. But, okay, that might be your objective, but you need to ask, say where you're right now is point A, making $10,000 a month, that's like point F. You have to know what point B, C, D, and E are in order to get there. And it's a series of steps. Like, before you make $10,000 online, you have to make $5. Well, then what do you do to make the $5? Sharing resources, like, of course, you need the traffic, and you need to find stuff that converts, and there's different parts of your system to put together. But that's, you have to learn the steps along the way to get it to where it is you're going. And of course, learning to ask the right questions, connecting with the right people, I found is, just network and start building a relationship, keep in contact with people, because, you never know who you have in your network until you ask. So, and those are my thoughts, Carl. Over to you.
Awesome. And that's the truth of it all. I mean, we kind of go back to everything that we've talked about so far up to this point, and then, of course, both Joan and Joanne kind of stepped on, we need a starting point someplace, and that's why you need to get in touch with whoever those leaders are that you feel you need to get in touch with. We provide resources. Like, for instance, today, before I came on the Hangout, I went through the resources that I use to build my database, and a lot of people are using the same one. I'm going to give kudos out to Bonnie Waters again, for bringing in another 18 people overnight. Okay, and where does she use those? Well, I think I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. It's fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. I just finished doing, I spent $50 on there today, doing multiple campaigns from different vendors that I use on there, okay? And they're very productive. I didn't even ask Bonnie what hers was, but I have a feeling I know. But the point I'm making is that we will show you exactly where on Fiverr to go, who to check out, and who have the best results that are giving the best returns, okay, at this point. There's I use Fiverr all the time to build my business. I get lots and lots of traffic, lots and lots of referrals and that off of there. Again, today, I went through, of course, I have my way of generating my PayPal money. So I just, I generated a couple $100 in PayPal over the last few days, just took some of that and threw it at some Fiverr campaigns, and going to watch my business blow up. Okay? That's just what we do. But we have the resources. I mean, you can go to Fiverr and you can look around. There's all kinds of different places. But if you don't look in the right place, okay, and that's what we provide, okay? Now, these kind of solutions, we don't provide live on here, okay? But we do provide when you contact us, through the group chats or whatever it is, okay? And why? Why do we do that? Why do we tease everybody like that? Well, when you want good information, you're gonna pay for it, okay? One way or another. So, we want you, if you want to come and tap into these brains of all these people that are up here on this panel, okay, there is a cost to do that. Now, if you're in total takeover, well, the cost is just a text message, right? If you're not involved in total takeover, guess you know what you got to do, right? If you want to tap into this. If you're not making any money in your other businesses and you want to know how to make money in your other businesses, tap into the resource, okay? I hate to say it though, but nothing is for free. So whoever sent you to this hangout here today, okay, that's the person you need to get back to so that they can hook you in to getting the resources that I've just shared with you right now. I just shared the site. You can go to Fiverr and you can spend 10 days on there and maybe not find the resources that I can put you in touch with, okay? Because I've been using Fiverr for a very long time. I know where to find this kind of stuff, and I'm sure Janet does, because I know Janet uses Fiverr, and I'm not sure about the rest of them on here. I'm not sure if Tracy and them do, but I know Janet and I both use Fiverr. We love Fiverr. There's a lot. I know Rob uses it. I know a lot of people use it. It's a great resort, and for $5, I'm telling you, your money is paid for like right away. Okay.
I use Fiverr too.
Waters. You use Fiverr? Okay, there you go. So ask Bonnie Waters, okay? If you know her, ask Bonnie Waters. Hey, how many Janet has she got now in the last 5 days? Almost 100, I think. She's just cooking at that thing.
Yeah, close to that. She's just rocking with it. She's pretty excited, and her business is growing. She's following the plan. She decided she was going to do it. Bonnie I've known for years and years and years, and it's like many people out there. A little bit here, you don't see the results right away, so you go over here because maybe this is going to be better, and you don't see results right away, so you go over here because maybe that's going to be better, and I'll go over here because maybe that's going to be better. And I get it. I do. It's hard to ignore all that stuff out there, but yeah, she's back on track, and
oh my goodness, you're having a hard time today. I think we lost her again. Sorry, Janet. Oh, you're there again? Okay, go ahead. We lost you again.
God, I said if you want to get results, you start. Bonnie's been one who's finally come and followed the activities long enough to get results. And so once you start to get results, you can say, oh, okay, I did this, and this happened, and then this happened. So if I want more of this, I just do more of this. Hello. It's that simple, guys. It really is. There's no mathematical process to any of this. Pick your dragon, pick your monster, pick whatever it is you're going to do to learn to advertise, and do it well, do a lot of it, and you're going to get results. I promise you. And once you start seeing that result come in, once you've got that first pre-enrollee or the first 10 or 100, maybe might take 100 before you get a sign up, an upgrade. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many it takes. You keep getting those pre-enrollees and following up and using the process until you start getting upgrades. And then you can see it. You can say, okay, this is how much I did of this. It produced this many pre-enrollees, which brought me an upgrade. So I'm going to keep doing this. Then you start to see this happening on a regular basis. The only time it stops happening is when you stop feeding the funnel. That's the key. People are spending too much time learning other programs. Okay, because let's admit, we've got lots of programs. Andrew talked about multiple streams of income. That's why I love our downline builder. It creates multiple streams of income. I feed one list. I just send them there. Everything builds. And but you've got to get the process going, and you've got to stay focused and make this happen. They're too busy trying to learn this program. Well, I'm going to figure this program out first. It's a safe list. What's there to figure out? You sign up, you set up, you use it. Fiverr. You want to know how to use Fiverr? Go look at Carl's site. So that's all I can say. Get access to his site. He'll show you how to use Fiverr. Yeah, it's working for Bonnie. She's pretty stoked right now. And I can tell you, she knows from all these years, she's not going to stop doing any of this. She knows it's working for me. She knows it's working for Carl. She's doing what we're doing. And guess what? It's working for her. So need I say more?
There you go. Thanks, Janet. You know, and that's what it all boils down to. So guess whose turn it is? Guess whose turn? It's Tracy's turn. Tracy, you know what? Open Forum Friday, your favorite day, your favorite topic. You know, give us your take on so far what you've heard here. Okay, over to you.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks. Great input today. And you know, it's always my favorite when it's open forum. You know, I'll go in a different direction than everybody else always does because, you know what? You know what, Janet? Great. Such great information. Such great leaders here. You guys have really been around the block and back and really put things together to mentor and train people and teach people. And that's what we need in this industry. You know, so Janet, you're right. It is a process. Everybody has to go through the process, and that's where we've got sort of this disease in this industry of people jumping, and it's, you know, sort of the predators in the industry that have set up a bit of the disease, unfortunately. You know, come over here, you don't have to do anything. Well, yeah, you do. And I think that that's what you guys are doing your best at, training and teaching people that you do have to do something. You just don't throw in 20 bucks and expect to be a millionaire and never show up and do anything. This is a process. It's a process of learning. You know, and process of learning who to follow and what to do and what not to do. I had a great conversation with this lady. This is really a great sort of scenario I want to share with you because this lady who is part of my organization, I'd never met her, don't know her. She's from down in the South area, but in New Zealand. But she tried calling me. She didn't text me or anything. She just kept phoning me, and I didn't know who it was. She kept phoning me, and finally, last night, we got a chance to connect. And really a great lady. She was having some difficulties. Like you say, Carl, people just go away. They get frustrated and they don't do anything. Well, doggone it, she phoned me and she was persistent and consistent in trying to get a hold of me. Finally was asking me some questions about the Camtasia, and she didn't understand some things, so I took some time. Heck, we talked on there for a great long time, probably well over an hour. And I said, you know what, you did everything right. I said you were persistent, you were consistent, you asked for questions, you asked for help. We screen shared or walked her through a whole bunch of things that she had the ability of being able to figure out. You're right, Joan, everybody learns a different way. Why do you think YouTube is so successful? It's video training for everything on the planet. You want to know how to do anything? Google it. Go to YouTube, find a video. It'll teach you everything in 30 seconds or less. So, you know what we do? We all learn differently. Carl, brilliant website, by the way. I'm really glad to see that you've taken it and branded it to you, because the biggest thing that people miss the boat on in this industry, yeah, there are tasks that you need to do in advertising. But the biggest part of anything that you will do in this industry is branding. Branding is all about you. Advertising is about getting you out there so people know who you are. So don't mix the two. The two are both of them are both a part of the same structure, but branding is all about you. And so people need to learn how to do the mechanics. But the mechanics will learn how to put yourself on a video, learn how to speak. And where are you going to learn all that stuff? It's emulating after the leaders who've done it. So do you want to learn what to say, how to say it, how to speak, how to stand, how to position yourself in the industry, how to position yourself when you're on camera? All of that stuff is the golden nuggets in this whole Total Takeover program are in those interviews. Go listen to the interviews. Listen to them over and over and over again, because those are the people that really know how it's done in this industry. You can go out and you can advertise all day long. If nobody knows who you are, what's it all about? Right? You can go put a link out there and you can do it like you said, Janet. You bang on. Put your picture on it. Tell people how to contact you. Put your Skype on everything. Park your face on Facebook. Go out there. Don't put flowers and boats on there. People want to know who you are. If you're not real keen on who you are, go to somebody who's a professional that can do a makeover on you. Get your hair cut. Dress properly. Do something. But you know what? Do it with intent, because This whole industry is based on the people. People are our resource. You're the resource. I'm a resource. I'm a resource to help people to become better at who they are, what they are, how they can do everything better. I'm a mentor. I'm a coach. I'll tell you what you need to hear. I'm not going to butter it up and make it, serve it to you nice on a nice platter. I'm going to tell you point blank what you need to do. I care about you. I'm going to do it respectfully, but I'm going to do it because I care about you and I want you to be better. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you're going to say this doesn't work, I'll say, no, you don't work because you don't show up. But the people, and I've done this consistently and persistently through my whole career, and that's why I've always been at the corporate level, is because I want the right information, I want it from the right people, I want to know how to do this right, and it's all about who you follow in this industry. It really is about who are you going to learn from. And I mean, Val says it right. You're going to learn from somebody else, some other broke person who doesn't know what they're doing because you just went on the internet, found a link that said, get in for free, get in now. Okay, I clicked on it. I don't know who you are, don't know what you do, I don't know what your history is. I don't even know what this program is. And then you wonder why you didn't succeed. You know, people have to, there's no thought process that goes into this. It's a business. Now, are you going to do the same thing when you're going to go open up a shop down on Main Street here? You're going to go and put your money in and purchase a rent for a shop, and you haven't got a clue about what your business is. You've done no research. You don't know who you're going to hire. You don't even know who your customers are. You don't even know anything about that industry that you're planning on promoting. It's no different. You have to be able to apply yourself and be part of the industry. You have to be a student of the industry. Be a student of the advertising. And there's more ways to advertise than there are, I think, members. Carl, I mean, you are the master. I mean, you're what you've put together, and I think Joan's right. It's overwhelming for people. And if you're a visual, if you listen, I love to. I'll go on YouTube all day long because I do all graphics and I do video effects and video After Effects stuff and all that kind of stuff. I get an idea in my mind. I see it visually in my head, and then I have to go and figure out how to do stuff. I will go to YouTube and say, how do I do this? Well, guess what? It's no different than anything else. I'm stuck. I don't know how to do something in Camtasia. Let's just say, for instance, like maybe this lady was having some trouble. Go type it in. How do I do this? Ask Google, ask YouTube the exact same question in exactly the same way that you would call me up and ask me the question. It will tell you. And I can't tell you the education that I've learned. I always say you could learn to become a brain surgeon almost on YouTube because there is somebody out there that knows more than me on every single topic. And all you have to do is go and ask it. However, we've got leaders here that have spent their years and collected their knowledge and put it together in a format that is here to help and assist you, the same way that Total Takeover is here to help and assist you. And again, I can't even emphasize enough about how people are really not seeing how valuable those real gold nuggets are in those interviews, because everybody starts at the same place. And I think that's where the frustration comes in this industry, is people have this sort of vision of, well, you're really successful in this industry, you're at the top of the chain, you know what you're doing, you've got a big list. Well, how did you get that list, right, Jenna? Because you got started. You started somewhere. You had someone that showed you something. You went through the process, and you said, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to phone somebody who knows. I'm going to keep doing this until I find the right answer. And you know what? It is a process sometimes of failure, but always fail forward, because in every failure, there's something to be learned. And you know what? We've had a lot of maybe disappointments in this industry, let's put it bluntly, really, with companies. But you know what? Through every one of those experiences, it's a life journey. It's no different than our life journey that we've gone through. I mean, we didn't get up one morning and at 8 months old put shoes on and run a five-mile marathon. We had to learn how to crawl. We had to learn how to walk. We had to learn how to run. We had to learn how to speak. We had to learn the dialogue, the dialect, and how to communicate. People forget that that's no different in this industry with everything that we do. it's about learning the posture. It's about learning the dialogue, the dialect, how to communicate with people. And people forget that, you know, just because you learned how to do a solo ad, or you've learned how to do a Craigslist ad, or you've learned how to use Fiverr, they forget that the most important thing of all is about you. It's about your personal branding. It's about putting your face out there so everybody knows. Guess what? You've done all the advertising. They still haven't got a clue who you are. And the people that did that, who put their name out there and started getting recognized, just like the people on this Hangout do. They come to the table, they come on here, they're being recorded so people can see who they are. They can listen to them, they can listen to their speech, they can say, hey, that person's full of crap, or hey, that person really knows what they're talking about, or I like their methods, excuse me, or I don't like their methods, or, you know, hey, I've seen them before. Where did I see you? Where I get this a lot. Where do I know you from? Carl, you did that to me way back when. You said, where do I know you from? Where do I know you from? Well, it was from advertising, wasn't it? Because I was advertising in a major grocery chain store. They used me in part of their advertising campaigns. So guess what? My face was recognizable. Where have I seen you before? It's all about the advertising and branding. Companies do it every day. You'll see a 5-second flash on the TV. Go to a movie theater. What do you think? They stopped doing that, where they did those subliminal messages where they would just flash something and you'd see it but not really see it. However, you'd recognize it. Next thing you know, you're getting up and going to the canteen for something to eat, right? There's so much power in letting people know who we are, not just what we do, but who we are, because we need to know that we're real people. And I think that people forget that first and foremost in this industry. They forget that when they sign somebody up, that's when the work starts. The work starts the minute that somebody has signed up on your contact list, on your contact manager, whether they've joined your business or whatever the case may be. You have an obligation to that person, and you have an obligation to assist them, answer their questions, and be a resource for those people. Point them in the right direction. This is what's really great about systems, is because the minute you open your mouth in this industry, you are training people what to do. So if you have somewhere to say, look, there's the information. If you don't understand it, let me help you. But you have to be able to have something where everybody has the same information, everybody can do the same tasks, because it is all about tasks. People need to get up in the morning, they need to go through their rituals, you know, read your emails, go through your Skypes, communicate with your leaders, find out who's doing what. I mean, Carl, you and I talk every day, sometimes several times a day. You know, we touch base with our leaders, and this is where people lose sight of what this industry is all about on several levels, pun intended, because it's about creating leadership. This is what's different from affiliate marketing and network marketing. And this is where you have to really understand the difference if you want to build an empire. If you want to do affiliate marketing, you can do affiliate sales all day long. You'll make lots of money, but they're a one-off sale. You don't deal with people, you don't talk to people, you don't mentor people, you don't support people. They buy your product and you're done, right? You don't even care if you ever show your face anywhere. Nobody cares who you are because they go to a website, they sign up on your list and do whatever. However, if you want to build a big organization, you want to build an empire, you want to do something significant in your lifetime in this industry, then you work with your leadership. You show them, you support them, you lead them, you build credibility in them, and then they go out and do the same. And they work down in level by level in your organization. And I've watched in a company I was in several years ago that we started out with 5 people, and that grew into 500,000 people in less than a year. And it started with 5 people. So people have to understand what the concept of network marketing is too in order to build a business. It isn't just going out and selling something to 100 or 600 people. It's about working with those people who want to come to the table and who want to learn, who want to become a leader in this industry, and you work with those people, you develop those people, and again, I'm going to go back to those interviews. That's what network marketing is. It's about building leadership, it's about building credibility, it's about getting your face out there, being recognized as a leader in this industry, and supporting your people, and being accountable. You know, I mean, does everything run smoothly 100% of the time? Absolutely not. But the mark of a true leader is the one that will come and stand up in front and take the bullets. And it's the people who go and hide. And I've been in companies where I said where companies have disappointed us. And and we've tried and done our best work to make sure that because I'm all about the people. It is about the people. The people are one that drive the company. And we've been involved in company. I think every one of us have been. But you know what? If you stand up and be honest with people and be forthright about what you represent, people follow people. People follow honesty. People follow integrity. And that is what your biggest thing that you need to keep intact in this industry. Show people the tools, give them the tools, show them what to do to get their name out there, to get their face out there. But biggest and foremost of anything else is people need to get their face out there and start speaking so people know who you are. And you know what? The rest of it is all about just moving that data out there and moving it out so people see you in every corner. They start seeing you. They start recognizing you. Say, oh, I know you from so-and-so. I saw you over here. I've seen you speak. I've listened to you speak. I like this. I like that. Or maybe I don't like it all. Maybe you're controversial. A lot of that sells too. That part is all about the marketing and building your brand. So, the whole thing, Janet, right on the money. You know what? Persistent, consistent. Get something, learn it well, and stick with it. And you know what? Learn from the people who know what they're talking about. You got a panel of them right here. And Joan, I love what you said, and Joanne too. It's about the process. It's all about the process. It's about there is no destination in this industry, because even I don't care how up the top the ladder you are in this industry. It's all still about learning. It's all about learning from your upline, from your downline, from the industry, what works, what doesn't, because it changes constantly. It's never the same. It's not static. And the people that can learn to be fluid in this industry are the people that will be the ones that succeed in the end. Whatever your idea of success, like you said, Carl, I want to make a pile of money. That's not the real reason. What do you want to use the money for? Are you all about, helping the homeless? Are you all about, making a difference in this world? Are you all get to the root cause? That's what Jack Zufeld has. Listen to his interview. I've listened to it 3 or 4 times now, and he's all about getting to the root cause of everything. Everyone has a root cause. They're fearful. They might be afraid of success. Takes a lot of responsibility to have success. So, you have to identify what each component of what you are doing as you walk through this pathway to where you're going to get to go. It's a journey of self-discovery, and you have to look in the mirror on days you may not like what you see, but I'll tell you, the people that can look honestly at themselves and be able to strip down the components that need to be altered, need to be changed, need to be massaged, and they're honest and look at themselves in the mirror every single day, are the people that will move forward and really do something for this industry too. And that's what I'm all about, is making changes for people in this industry, for them, for the betterness of what we represent as network marketers for this industry. And I think there's a whole lot of things that need to be changed for the better in this industry, and that's what I'm all about. So, Carl?
Wow. Oh, man, that was awesome. And you know what? You hit on a bunch of really good points. You and Janet, especially, the branding part is real important. And I was just thinking as you were talking there about how your journey of self-discovery, believe it or not, this came to mind. If you've ever seen the movie, I think everybody has seen the movie Groundhog Day. Okay, everybody has seen that movie where Bill Murray goes through the same thing every day. But what happens throughout the whole process? Every single day he goes, okay, I knew that, that's going to happen, and then he tries to change things, okay? And this is what the life of a network marketer is. We're going through Groundhog Day every single day. And as we're going through it, we're going, oh man, I can't make that mistake I did yesterday. I got to change it and do this today, right? So that's like our journey of self-discovery, is going through Groundhog Day every single day of our life, okay? But the thing is, we learn from what we did before, and we make an alternative change to it. I mean, if you watch the movie Groundhog Day, as he progressed, going through the same thing every day, you know, he knew when to miss the car. He knew when to, you know, don't step in the hole there and get his foot wet. And, you know, all this kind of stuff. He knew to avoid all this stuff and what not to say to people. Okay, I said that yesterday, got my face slapped. Don't say that today. Go and say something else, right? So, and this is what our challenge is. And this is why we try to provide as much value as we can. You know, we're ever changing too. You know, what happened last month is not the same thing that we can do this month. And it won't be the same thing we can do next month. Okay? Because this is an ever-changing industry. Okay? I told you, you know what? The first thing you got to do is go out and buy yourself a Tron car because you got to keep up what's going on here. Okay? You're going to take those 90-degree turns at 100 miles an hour, right?
You know what, Carl? You're so right. One of the problems that I've had all my life is staying organized. I don't know how many of these little books I have with notes in them. And then when I want to try to find something that I've written down that was important, I'm going through book after book to try to find it. So what I did, I got a loose leaf binder. As you can see here, I want to show you the other side. I go this way. And I put little tags. And all of those little tags are about the different programs that I'm in, the different traffic exchanges that I'm in. Everything is documented. And when I'm talking on the Hangouts and something important comes in, I write it in here. When I'm talking, when I'm learning about something that I'm learning from you, Carl, and I think, oh, I'll remember that. I know darn well I'm not going to remember that after we close. So I'm writing everything down in one single book. And you know what? It's working. It is working. For the first time in my life, I realized, my husband says, Joan, you've got so many notebooks. There's a notebook here. There's a notebook there. Do you know what's inside them? And I keep saying, yeah, it's important things I've written down, but I don't remember what book I put it in. So now I know what book I put it in, and that's going to save me an awful lot of time.
See, and that's just exactly it. You know, it's all about learning how to organize ourselves. That's why I got a wife. No, I'm just kidding. When I can't get together, Arena's got it together. But, you know, all joking aside, you know, you need to do stuff like that. You know, Tracy's an avid note taker, and so is, well, I think everybody on the panel is, except for maybe me. I'm not so good at that. I'm a guy, I'll learn, right? So I'm outnumbered 4-1 on here, so, you know, so, but.
No, Carl, you're right. I'm a note taker. I constantly write. As you well know, you know that, and you can tell when everybody's speaking, I'm taking notes the whole time people are talking. You know why? It's because it's important. Every single thing that you guys said today was really important to me, and I wanted to reflect on it because there was something that was very specific that each one of you said today that I wanted to go back to. My brain isn't that smart. I can't remember nothing. So I write things down. However, this is my notes that just carry me through the day. I go back and I take them out. I've also got one that I call this my Bible, okay? This is my little hardcover book, and I've got another one it's really old, it's fallen apart, so I had to transfer. Now, I've got all I'm not a person that saves passwords on my computer. I don't think that's a smart thing to do, but I tell you, I have all of the things, all of the programs, the passwords, what I've got, it's categorized in here, and I tell you, this goes with me wherever I go, because this, if I lost this, then my name would be mud. Because I have to be organized. I do, you know, Carl, I do a lot of stuff. And I'm responsible for a lot of stuff. And I'm telling you, people rely on me for a lot of stuff. And you know why? It's because I can always find it. And I've also learned years ago, I took computer courses starting in 1992, and I started right at DOS. I went from DOS, then I went through the first Windows, the second Windows, all the Microsoft Office courses. I went through everything because I wanted to learn it right. I went to the right source to learn it correctly. I mean, I've got a 2 terabyte external drive, I've got a 750 gig hard drive, I've got 64 gig thumb drives. I got stuff everywhere, but I'll tell you something, you can ask me for, and you know this, you can ask me for any document, anytime, any hour of the day, and I can go in and find it within 20 seconds. I know where everything, filing and being organized, Joan, love to see what you just did. that, I'll bet you, has just taken a whole pile of pressure off of you. And that's what people don't know, is when they're not organized and they can't find stuff, then you know what, all they do is run in circles and you waste your time, and you know what, it's really a detriment to you on who you are. I'm not saying that to you, I'm just saying generally to people, right? If you can't organize your stuff and be able to find it, and Janet, you have done a great job in organizing everything that you know into a system for people. Carl, you've done the same thing. That's a testament to who you guys are, and the people that are out there that are learning, that's probably the biggest takeaway I think that they would get today, is to be organized and have it in a place where they can find it in a step-by-step process. Learn one thing, learn it well. Go to the next thing, learn another system, learn it well. But more importantly than anything, learn how to organize your own stuff so that you can become a Carl or a Janet or anybody else. Now you're going to be of value to other people, because you know what? People will call you and say, hey, how do I do this? And just a second, I've got that here for. Let me send you a document. I can help you out. If you can't find anything, how the heck are you going to help anyone else? Right? And that's what you need to do, is learn it well, document it, and start building your own categories of stuff. Because every time you learn something, you learn Facebook, guess what? Now you're an authority. You learn solo ads, now you're an authority. But if you don't organize it and keep it in a system of your own, then you'll never ever be any use to anyone else. And that's where the disconnect is in this industry for people, is they don't understand how much value they have themselves every single time. This lady last night, she was so excited about learning what I walked her through with Camtasia. She was just stuck, and it was only because it was just a visual. I walked her through on a screen share and showed her. She didn't know how to screen share, showed her how to screen share, showed her how to operate Camtasia, showed her how to do the videos. I walked her through YouTube, and she goes, oh my goodness. And I said, now all you need to do is start taking those videos, do a 30. She said, I can show people how to do this. Bingo, you got it. Now go do a 30-second video, go out there and park it on your own YouTube and say, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Guess what? There's your first sales. There's your first marketing component. You've done that. You can go show somebody else. Now you're an authority. That's what people don't get. You know, that's the simpleness. That's how bloody simple this really is. Right?
It's exactly that. And you know, I want to kind of go back to what both you and Jenna was talking about with the branding, okay? And even Groundhog's Day. And for those people who have not seen that movie, or even if you have seen it, I want you to watch it this weekend. I want you to go and watch it. I want you to see what Bill Murray does day after day after day. And then I want you to follow that same kind of pattern with your network marketing business. The mistakes you made the day before, you have a chance now to go through the next day and change that step. Okay? Document it even if you need to. Now, the branding part. You know, Janet talked, and so did Tracy, they talked about how you need to have your picture and your phone number and all that out there. If people don't know who you are and don't know how to contact you, then you're as good as being in the shadows, not being known. Okay? Some examples I'm going to use very quickly with you. Okay? When people go to buy real estate, okay, the first office they're going to call is the one that they see the most advertising on. Maybe it's Remax. Maybe it's, I don't even know. Remax is the only one that comes to mind because I see it so much. Right? So that would be the place that I would phone, okay, if I want to go and do it. And who am I going to ask for? I'm going to ask for the guy who sits on the bus benches, or whose picture's painted on the side of a bus or something. These are the guys that I'm going to say, well, you know what, I see this guy all the time. I think I want to work with him. You know, these poor other people that are trying to make some money aren't getting anything because that guy over there has got his name all over the place and he gets all the business. So what does that mean? That means you've got to get your name out there. You've got to get your picture out there. You know, when I started using social media here a few years ago, I was doing like everybody else was. I would go on there and I'd do an occasional text, and that was it. Okay? So, here's one real important fact that I'm going to share with you today. Okay? You may even know this, you may not know this, but I'm going to grind it into your brain right now. Okay? People are visual. Okay? That's the first thing that's going to attract anything, okay? Now, if they have a disability, like they're blind, okay, they are audio, okay? So audio-visual are the two things that you need to capitalize on, okay? Tracy mentioned something out there. There's a huge social network out there that's #2 in the world, but it's owned by the #1 in the world. You know what that is? That's YouTube, okay? Now, #3 in the world, does anybody know who that is? Of course you do. It's Facebook, okay? So, 1 is Google, 2 is YouTube, 3 is Facebook, okay? The 3 most powerful places that you should have your information on anywhere, okay? Now, the #1 used, okay, overall is Facebook, okay, when it comes to social media, and then YouTube is right there with them. But here's what the smart thing that Mark Zuckerberg did, owner of Facebook. He made it as soon as possible, he made it available for people to share their YouTube videos on Facebook, okay? Why? People are audio-visual, okay? It's that simple. So let's get back to the branding part before I hand it over to everybody for some last thoughts. If you want to get yourself well known, Val Smith has said this many times, I've said it, Tracy said it, Janet said it, any top leader out there has said it. You know what? Get yourself exposed on YouTube, and I mean that in a very nice manner, okay? You go out there, you know, like from, you know, the, what do they call that? From the neck up, they call it, there's a term for that. I forget, but anyways, just from your neck up or whatever.
The headshot,
whatever. Yeah. So you want to make sure you've got that. You know, be dressed.
Yeah, and you know
okay?
what, Carl, that's really pertinent because people will take a picture. It's a really nice picture. They go up. It's a full body shot, and all you can see is the Grand Canyon behind them, and you're about this big in the picture. People want to see this. They want to see your smile. They want to see your eyes. They want to make contact. So that's really important.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, when you're doing videos, I mean, if you've got a webcam, your webcam comes with the software. So, you know, you load up the webcam software, and you've just got your bust. That's what I was thinking of. It's the bust part, you know, which is like from your shoulders up. That's what they call it. They call it a bust when it's from your shoulders up. Okay, so you've got that there. They can see your face. You're talking to them as if you're standing beside them. Okay, have that conversation with people. Okay. You don't need to be all hypey or anything. Just have a conversation. You know, you see a lot of the top leaders will go out there. You'll see Russell Brunson. You'll see Val Smith. You'll see Todd Falcone. You'll see Ray Higdon. You'll see all these ones that are out there. Janet does it. You know, it's all sitting there, and we're talking to you. I do it. You know, we talk to you. Okay? It's not like we're trying to be a car salesman or something like that in a lot saying, you know, this deal's only going to be here for another 15 minutes. You better get in right now and click that button. You know, we're not doing that kind of stuff, you know, although it's some of it's effective. The point is that we want you to go through and we want you to create you, okay? It's all about creating you. Don't be scared to show people who you are, okay? People want to know who you are. Personally with me, and I think everybody else here on the panel, I don't normally get into business with anybody unless I actually know what they actually look like. And how do I do that? I get on a Skype call with them, and I go, turn your camera on. Okay? I want to know who they are. Or I meet them in person. You know? Like I've met Joanne now twice in person. Okay? Because she lives here in Edmonton where I live. So I like to know who I'm working with. I like to be able to look into their eyes because I can do the same thing on here. You know, when I have a close-up, I can look into your eyes and see how genuine you are. Okay? Because I can tell whether you're going to try and rake me over the coals or not. Because I can tell by your facial movements and all that kind of stuff. That's why you want to be on camera with somebody. You want them. We're not scared. We're here. You see who we are. We're genuine. Okay? Really, I am. Okay. So let's let's close this out. So I just wanted everybody to know. Remember, Groundhog Day. Okay. So let's go across. Everybody across the panel here. Last thoughts, panelists. Let's start from Tracy and go across.
Well, you know me, I always got lost to say, I haven't been around much, Carl, but you know what? I love these hangouts. I love what you do. I love your leadership. You're here, you're persistent, you're consistent, and it's somebody that people can rely on. That's what's important in this industry. It's about showing up and being accountable, and you are all of that and more, as are the people here that are on this panel. And you know what? You're here to make a difference in people's lives. You're here to show up, and you're here to mentor people if people take the time to invest in themselves. And you know, you can see where people, how much people value themselves by whether or not they actually show up and commit. And you're not going to change anything in your life if you don't commit 100%. Through the failures, through the bumps and the grinds and the potholes and everything, guess what? You'll get up to the peak and be there only if you're willing to go through the ditches and the potholes to get there. We've done it. We've been through the peaks and the valleys together. And you know what? It's all worth it in the end. But you have to be willing to have a tough mental attitude. You got to wear your bulletproof vest some days. But you know what? The rewards are so worth it. So worth it. So we're here to help you. All you got to do is ask, right?
Great. Thanks, Tracy. Joanne, let's go over to you. Last thoughts before we close out.
Thanks for that, Carl. So some last thoughts. Well, yeah. So I agree with what Tracy said. You know, about being committed, being all in, and just I want to emphasize, you know, just networking with people, and you know, if you reach out to somebody and you don't get, I don't know, you don't click with them, you know, that's okay. There's billions of people in the world. Just you know, just keep going and being persistent. That's one thing I've from my experience. You know, just network with people, connect, and you never know until you ask. So back to you, Carl.
Great, thanks, Joanne. Joan, over to you.
I'm going to mention a person that we're in awe of because of the businesses he's built. His name is Warren Buffett. And do you know that he has network marketing businesses that have helped take him where he is today? Do you know how he started? He started with a pinball machine in a barber shop. Did he take the money that he made off the pinball machine and blow it on bubble gum? No. He took that money and he reinvested in another pinball machine. That's how Warren Buffett got started. He started somewhere and he took one step at a time to where he is today. And what I'm telling you is the one thing that's really, really important is one step at a time. You're not going to join a network marketing company or any other company and get rich overnight. It's a transition. You have to take baby steps. You've got to learn it, and then you go to the next step and the next step, and down the road you'll succeed to where you want to be. You've got to start somewhere, and you're going to end up somewhere. It depends on how much you are going to give of yourself, how sincere you are about moving forward, and how dedicated you are in making that happen.
Great, thanks, Joan. Good words of advice. Janet.
Oh, I hope my computer hangs out for me, you know, just going to discombobulate again. I don't know, man. Poor thing. It's just so excited and so hot. The topic is just vibrating it. It can't handle it anymore, I'm telling you. Great hangout today. Glad I could make it. I wish I could be at all of them. They're always awesome. And yes, your leadership is amazing, Carl. Thank you for that. Everyone here is amazing leaders. You can see that we're here consistently. We're dedicated to what we're doing. We're all learning. I don't know how to tell you this, guys. I'm learning every day. That's why I love the internet, because it changes every day. What worked yesterday doesn't necessarily work today. We're always coming up with new things. It's fun, but at the end of the day, it's very simple, okay? Follow the steps. Work to build your list. Get your name out there. Get your picture out there. Don't be afraid to get your picture done. You know, everybody's got a webcam today. If you've got a laptop, it's got a webcam on it. I've got an external webcam that, you know, they're a little better, but like Carl says, they come with software. You know what? They even take pictures. You know, sit there and look in the picture and just go click, 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 take a whole bunch till you get one that you can stand looking at, because, you know, so many people tell me, I don't take good pictures. I don't care. You know, they look fine to me. Everybody looks fine to me. I think we're all too critical of ourselves. But get a good picture up there, at least one that, you know, clean yourself up, look nice, dress up nice, look like a professional. If you want people to take you serious and join your business, you need to take your business serious and become a professional. I don't mean you need to wear a suit and tie. That's not the image we're trying to produce here, guys. I'm in my pajamas most of the time when I'm working here at home. I got to scramble to get dressed for Carl's calls here at 11 o'clock in the morning because I'm head down. My mornings are my busy time. It's why I love it. I just get up and I get at it. And it's, you know, that's me though. That's not everybody. But whatever it is for you, create a plan of action and follow it. One more piece of advice before I go, and that is, like I said earlier today, pick a mentor. Okay, find somebody, whether it's your sponsor or someone else that is in your business that they're successful and you kind of like what they're doing. Find somebody who's doing what you like doing, or find somebody that you can understand and follow them. And follow them until you figure it out, because it's working for them. You got to figure it out, make it work for you. Don't give up. You can make it work. We're here. We'll be back next week. Carl, thank you again for everything you do. It's an honor to be working with you.
Great, great advice. Thanks, Janet, and thank all of you for hanging out here. You know, you hung out here for an hour and 15 minutes again. So I give kudos to you guys for even putting up with me for that long. So thank you, panelists, for everything, and have a great weekend, everybody. And don't forget, you know, follow your daily Groundhog Day ritual. So with that said, I think I'm going to go watch it. Have a great day, everyone.